The human life today is caught between many ifs and buts, pulls and pushes, to be and not to be. Our life is caught between contradictions. There are so many ambiguities in life. Human life is torn apart between these pulls and pushes. Oftentimes, a human being is stuck between difficult choices, critical choices, life or livelihood, economy or environment, work or life, profession or family. If you are a husband, on a lighter side, you're caught between mother and wife. How does a human being find balance in the midst of these imbalancing factors? Let's listen to a conversation between a very famous scientist, Dr. P.K. Parija, and Sri Thakur Kul Chandra. In the conversation, Sri Thakur Kul Chandra asked Dr. Parija, Parijada, have you ever bought vegetables from the market? Dr. Parija replied, yes, Thakur. In my childhood, my mother used to send me to the market. I have gone to the market many times to buy vegetables. Sri Thakur asked him, how do you know that the shopkeeper has given you the right weight, vegetables of the right weight? Dr. Parija said, well, Thakur, it was simple. The shopkeeper used to put the weight on one side and the vegetables on the other side. In that taraju or balancing scale, there were two needles on the top. And when the big needle was aligning with the small needle, I used to know that the vegetables are in right quantity as per the weight. Both sides were perfectly in balance. Sri Thakur said, in the balancing scale, to find that balance, the big needle has to align with the small needle. So that small needle is the balancing factor, which ensures that both sides are in perfect balance. In our life, which is riddled with complexes, contradictions, don't we need that balancing factor in our life, which can keep our life balanced, which can keep our life steady and on course in the midst of all contradictions? When the life is about to get pulled and torn apart by contradictions, that balancing factor will make sure that you stay calm, composed, and on course. Don't we need that living ideal, the master, a guru, who can bring that balance in our life, who can be the balancing factor in our life? Like that big needle, which has to align with the small needle on top, in our life, we need to align with that master, the guru. When do we need balance in life? We need balance in life when something is in motion, in a state of motion. For example, when you paddle a cycle, the cycle starts moving. You apply force on the cycle so that the cycle starts moving. You create velocity in the cycle by applying force. In our life, there is someone who is creating that velocity by applying force, by creating that life force in us. The cyclist knows that if the cycle has to be constantly in a state of motion, then he has to apply the right amount of force. If he applies very little force, the cycle may not move at all or it may fall down. Or if he paddles the cycle very fast, he might lose balance and fall again. So it's the right amount of force. So it's the velocity that the cyclist creates in the cycle in the right amount, in the right quantity, in the right manner, at the right time. Similarly, we need a living ideal in our life who knows how to create that velocity in our life by generating that life force within us, and making sure that we don't lose balance. And he also knows how to keep us on the move without losing our balance. For the cycle not to lose balance has to surrender to the cyclist, has to give control to the cyclist. For a human being, not to lose that balance in life, has to align himself or herself to the master, guru, or living ideal who can be in control and take charge. And life remains in a state of progress and motion.